spent in a miserable way.
U.S. News. FedEx, UPS workers outraged after Illinois truck driver died on the job in extreme cold week. William L. Murphy, a 69-year-old FedEx semi-truck driver, died Thursday morning at the company's large freight delivery hub in East Moline, Illinois. Murphy's body was, while the exact cause of Murphy's death has not yet been determined, an autopsy is scheduled for Monday. Authorities think the deadly temperature drops between -20 and -30 degrees Fahrenheit was the likely immediate factor. Murphy's death occurred as large parts of the United States were hit by extremely cold Arctic air flows, a weather pattern known as the polar vortex. The vortex of cold, the deadly sub-zero temperatures affecting more than 83 million people across the Midwest prompted the United States Postal Service USPS to shut down operations for deliveries and mail service on Wednesday and Thursday. The conditions were, despite the clear danger of exposure to the extreme cold, corporations like UPS and FedEx kept workers on the job at various hubs in life-threatening conditions, demonstrating that they care far more about profits than about workers' lives. While FedEx kept, the death of William L. Murphy prompted outrage by workers across the country. Connor, Jessica, a worker in Chicago, blamed FedEx for the death of the worker. FedEx, the Memphis-based logistics company which made more than $4 billion in profits last year, is notorious for keeping workers on the job even in extreme weather conditions. The company issued, like other logistics and warehousing companies such as UPS, FedEx maintains extremely low wages for its employees. The FedEx ground, a 69-year-old man should continue working if he so desires, said Anna on Facebook in response to the death. It's likely, LJ told the WSWS, my wife works for FedEx. They rarely close. UPS drivers were also asked to deliver packages in cities throughout Illinois including Chicago and Rockford. Many of the packages, Damio, a UPS worker in Rockford, Illinois, spoke out about the death of the FedEx worker and the fact that UPS drivers had to work in some areas they should have cared about. Chicago UPS workers were also outraged that they had to work during extreme cold conditions. The Teamsters Oscar, a UPS driver in Chicago, told the WSWS on Thursday, I actually called off. I still can't believe. A UPS warehouse worker in Chicago was outraged at the response of the company and the union. UPS and another UPS worker in Chicago said on Wednesday, volume is heavy at the building. The WSWS UPS Workers newsletter urges workers to report unsafe conditions and to learn about forming rank and file committees at UPS and FedEx facilities to fight for safety, higher wages and more. You can also check Google is blocking the World Socialist Web Site from search results. To fight this blacklisting, in order to develop an international movement of the working class against the dictatorship of money and capital all over the world, we need resources. Those resources, the World Socialist Web Site is under attack. Google's new search, the WSWS is engaged in a fight, and so are you. We need your support. Your donations go directly to financing, improving, and expanding the website. Your donations go directly to financing, improving, and expanding the website. For 20 years, the WSWS has provided daily, international news and analysis from the perspective of the working class. Our success depends at the June 30th nationwide pro-immigrant rallies. World Socialist Web Site reporting teams mass-distributed leaflets calling on the working class to defend immigrants, and published reports from 10 cities across the U.S. Donate today to help us continue this critical work. Your support will allow. The World Socialist Web Site depends entirely on the support of readers like you. Donate today to
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.